It is one of the strangest paradoxes in modern naval warfare. The United States Navy can intercept some of the most advanced missiles ever built, yet it finds itself challenged by slow, inexpensive drones with little more than basic guidance and commercial-grade components. At first glance, that sounds almost absurd. But in today's strategic environment, this imbalance is becoming a serious concern, especially as attacks in the Red Sea continue to disrupt global shipping routes. In response, the U.S. Navy is being pushed toward a solution that once belonged purely to science fiction: operational laser weapons deployed aboard its most powerful warships. Aircraft carriers remain the clearest symbol of national military power. The size, reach, and capability of a carrier fleet often reflect a nation's global influence. By that measure, the United States stands alone. With 11 operational aircraft carriers, every single one larger than any carrier operated by another country, the U.S. Navy controls nearly a quarter of the world's active carrier force. Globally, fewer than 50 aircraft carriers are in service. The American fleet alone accounts for almost 25% of that number. And when deck space is considered, the disparity grows even more dramatic. Each U.S. carrier offers roughly 5 acres of flight deck. Combined, American carriers provide more usable deck space than all other nations' carriers put together. Today, these ships are divided into 2 main classes. 10 belong to the Nimitz class, vessels that have formed the backbone of U.S. naval power since the mid-1970s. 1 belongs to the newer Gerald R. Ford class, a design intended to redefine what an aircraft carrier can do in the 21st century. The Nimitz-class fleet includes ships that have become familiar names in global security operations. USS Nimitz regularly operates from the Pacific Northwest. USS Harry S. Truman and USS George H.W. Bush rotate through maintenance and deployment cycles. USS John C. Stennis is undergoing a complex reactor refueling and overhaul that will extend its service life for decades. USS Ronald Reagan remains forward deployed in Japan, the only U.S. carrier permanently based overseas. Alongside them are USS Theodore Roosevelt, USS George Washington, USS Abraham Lincoln, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, and USS Carl Vinson. For nearly half a century, these ships have carried American air power wherever it was needed, combining long-range reach, sustained presence, and overwhelming air capability. In 2017, they were joined by their successor, USS Gerald R. Ford. The Ford-class carriers were built using lessons learned from decades of carrier operations. The goal was not simply to replace the Nimitz class, but to surpass it in efficiency, power generation, sortie rate, and adaptability to future threats. When regional tensions surged after the October 7th attacks carried out by Hamas, the United States responded by deploying USS Gerald R. Ford to the Eastern Mediterranean. The message was unmistakable. A single arrival placed one of the most advanced military platforms ever built within immediate reach of the region. The carrier's presence alone reshaped strategic calculations. Inside the hull of USS Gerald R. Ford are systems unmatched by any other carrier in service today. At its core are 2 A-1B nuclear reactors, the most powerful reactors ever installed aboard a warship. These reactors generate roughly 3 times the electrical power available on Nimitz-class carriers. That power supports not only propulsion, but advanced sensors, aircraft launch systems, and future technologies that previous carriers simply could not sustain. With this energy reserve, the ship can operate for up to 25 years without refueling and serve a total operational life of around 50 years. It can reach speeds of approximately 30 knots, allowing it to reposition rapidly across vast ocean distances. One of the most visible changes on the Ford class is its electromagnetic aircraft launch system. Instead of steam-powered catapults, the Ford uses electromagnetic force to accelerate aircraft to takeoff speed. Each system delivers greater efficiency, smoother launches, and reduced stress on aircraft frames. The ship carries 4 of these launch systems, each capable of thousands of launches before maintenance is required. The arresting systems that bring aircraft safely back onto the deck have also been redesigned. Advanced arresting gear replaces older mechanical systems, allowing the carrier to handle a wider variety of aircraft with improved reliability. Defensively, the carrier carries a layered protection suite. Guided missile launchers, close-in weapon systems, and rapid-fire guns provide point defense against incoming threats. But the carrier's greatest strength lies in its air wing. With a deck comparable in size to multiple football fields, USS Gerald R. Ford can host up to 75 aircraft under normal conditions, and even more in emergencies. These aircraft include multi-role fighters, electronic warfare platforms, airborne early warning aircraft, and unmanned systems. Together, they perform surveillance, air defense, strike missions, and battlefield coordination. Yet despite all this capability, a fundamental vulnerability has become increasingly visible. These ships were designed to defeat the most dangerous threats imaginable: advanced aircraft, cruise missiles, and ballistic weapons. Against such threats, their systems perform exceptionally well. The problem arises when the threat is small, slow, inexpensive, and numerous. In recent months, U.S. naval forces operating in the Red Sea have faced repeated attacks using low-cost drones and improvised weapons. USS Dwight D. Eisenhower and its strike group, along with Allied ships under Operation Prosperity Guardian, have intercepted dozens of airborne threats aimed at disrupting commercial shipping. The imbalance is striking. Many of the drones used in these attacks cost tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes less. The missiles used to intercept them can cost millions per shot. Over time, this creates a severe economic and logistical strain. Even the largest warship carries a finite number of interceptor missiles, and resupply in contested regions is never guaranteed. This mismatch between cost and capability has forced the Navy to search for alternatives. The solution must be reliable, scalable, and sustainable over long deployments. That search has led to directed energy weapons. Laser weapons offer several unique advantages. They engage targets at the speed of light, allowing near-instant response. They can track and engage multiple targets in rapid succession. Most importantly, their cost per shot is measured in electricity, not millions of dollars. As long as the ship can generate power, the weapon remains effective. The Navy's exploration of laser systems began years ago. Early prototypes demonstrated that high-energy lasers could disable small boats and aerial targets under operational conditions. From those tests came more advanced systems, including ship-integrated lasers designed to work alongside existing radar and combat systems. One such system is Helios, a high-energy laser developed to integrate with the Aegis combat system aboard destroyers. Designed to be scalable in power, it represents a step toward operational deployment. Additional programs aim to push laser output even higher, potentially enabling engagement of cruise missiles and other fast-moving threats. In 2022, the Navy awarded contracts to develop laser systems approaching megawatt-level output. If successful, these systems could fundamentally change naval air defense by providing an effectively unlimited magazine against low-cost threats. The ongoing conflict in the Red Sea has brought these developments into sharper focus. Air defense is no longer just about stopping the most advanced weapons. It is about maintaining endurance, protecting crews, and preserving readiness over extended operations. For aircraft carriers and their escorts, laser weapons are not meant to replace missiles entirely. Instead, they add a new layer to the defensive network, handling threats that missiles were never designed to counter efficiently. As naval warfare continues to evolve, adaptability will determine dominance. The U.S. Navy's interest in laser weapons reflects a broader shift toward sustainable defense in an era of asymmetric threats. Whether these systems will soon appear aboard aircraft carriers remains to be seen. But the direction is clear. To protect the most valuable ships at sea, the Navy is preparing to combine traditional firepower with technologies once imagined only in fiction. And in the changing balance between cost, capability, and endurance, that combination may prove decisive. Thanks for watching.